Thunder Force takes place in a world where supervillains are commonplace, and two estranged childhood best friends, played by Melissa McCarthy and Octavia Spencer, reunite after one devises a treatment that gives them powers to protect their city. This is the fifth film directed by Ben Falcone, and also the fifth which stars his wife Melissa McCarthy, coming to us a mere 5 months after their last collaboration, Superintelligence, which I didn't care for. And we'll just get this right out of the way, I really didn't care for this one either. But I'm going to keep this short since the writing was on the wall that this wasn't going to be good, and it's already been plenty of people's punching bags as it is. Now, if you enjoyed this film, or you're a fan of these other efforts between McCarthy and Falcone, then I'm honestly glad to hear that. But I just didn't enjoy this one at all. Now, I think Melissa McCarthy can be very funny when given the right script, but she does have a shtick that, when done incorrectly, can get very annoying very quickly. And that's exactly the case here, as her character Lydia is meant to be totally inept and just says the most inappropriate things and makes the worst possible decisions one can make in tricky situations. Or sometimes even in mundane situations. Take the way she obtains her powers. It's when Octavia Spencer leaves her alone in a room full of sensitive equipment, and she's specifically told not to touch anything. Yet, what happens? She starts touching stuff in the room, later saying she couldn't contain herself, and then one thing leads to another, and she gets superpowers when she wasn't supposed to. What a twist, right? About 95% of this film's jokes are centered around mind-bogglingly bad decisions made by her, or on occasion one of the other characters, or there will be jokes that get stretched out way too long. Like there's a scene early on, for example, where she compares a character to Steve Urkel, and when the comparison goes over the other characters' heads, we get this painfully long sequence of McCarthy doing an Urkel impression that comes off so obnoxiously forced. I literally buried my head in my hands after the first few seconds and didn't pick it back up until it was over, and it goes on for a while. Meanwhile, Octavia Spencer really tries here. She really honestly does, and as is the case with other bad movies she's been in, she winds up being one of the more salvageable parts of this film. But her role is basically regulated to a foil to McCarthy's cringeworthy antics, while also getting this lazily written subplot where she has to learn to understand her daughter better and loosen up a bit because she's always so uptight, and it's an absolutely huge waste of her talents. I did manage to get a small amount of chuckles from some of their antics, but those moments were so few and far in between that most of them I already forgot as I was putting this review together. The real bright spots come from the supporting cast. Jason Bateman is by far the best part about this movie, and he did manage to get some legitimate laughs out of me, playing a villain known as the Crab, who offers some really sarcastic commentary throughout the film. He works for a corrupt politician who's also a supervillain, played by Bobby Cannavale. And one of the few standout moments for me would be a brief running gag between them where Cannavale would kill one of his henchmen in a fit of rage, and Bateman will fire off a sarcastic comment, adding how he's accidentally killing some of his good workers. I actually found this to be pretty funny. Plus, I also enjoy Palm Clementif as Cannavale's other main enforcer, who is usually teamed up with Bateman and is much more ruthless. But beyond that, while the story has some, and I mean like a tiny amount, of intriguing elements, it really does nothing to make the experience seem fresh or unique whatsoever. It generally relies on cliches and terribly unfunny, stretched out jokes that will leave you shaking your head in embarrassment. Now, the funny thing is, it's a tad better than I was expecting it to be, as I really wasn't even expecting the few laughs I did get, but it's still a pretty dreadful experience overall, being on the same level as Superintelligence for me. It wastes the talents of a great cast, and in turn felt like a giant waste of our own time. Thunder Force gets a 3 out of 10. So let me know, did you see Thunder Force, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like this one at all? Have you enjoyed any of the Melissa McCarthy, Ben Falcone movies? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.